We are now in 50onRed, and we are going to be creating the campaigns that we need for our three different niches. The travel niche, the internet marketing or email niche, and the real estate or home staging niche. We're going to create our three campaigns here within 50onRed. So I've just logged in. This is the first screen that comes up, and we are doing pops, as in pop-up advertising. So it takes you right away to an overview screen. I've had some ads running as of recently, and it gives a little bit of data there. But we're going to not look at that. We're going to create our new campaigns. So we're going to go to campaigns. And this is what comes up. So I've got nothing in here right now. We're going to create a new campaign. We're going to go, just like we did in our previous videos, we're going to create our three campaigns. And then in the next video, we'll add our URL targets and keywords. So I hit campaigns. So let's do a new campaign. Campaign name, the first one was traveling checklist. So let's pick a start date. For 50onRed, it's good to do this. And then an end date, let's put something out in the future. I usually do a couple months out. Start date was today and end date is in the future, about 2.5 months in the future. Time zone, this would be useful just for reporting purposes, and they say for day parting, for scheduling as well. And so they only give the two options. Well, UTC is, I believe, England, Universal Time. And so it's either East Coast or West Coast, East Coast Standard or Pacific. So I'm on the West Coast, so I'll take Pacific. Status, our campaign's going to be enabled, yes. Not paused or archived. You could create a campaign and have it paused and archived right from the beginning, but we're going to enable it right away. Rating, you got to choose if you're promoting something adult-based, you got to select it there. They do allow it on 50onRed, but we will not be. We will be just rated general. Locations. So we are going to stay again in the United States only, but you are able to choose geographic areas. And we scroll down here. It's pretty simple to, you can either type in to find, or they give you a bunch of options from the beginning. Again, these are the bigger English-speaking countries following the United States, Canada, United Kingdom, Australia, and then further under would be New Zealand. Nice thing about this is it also gives you the minimum bid for these countries. You can see that United States is 1 penny per bid, whereas Canada, UK, Australia are 0.5 cent. Germany is actually 0.2 cents for these other ones. But we're going to stay, as I said, in the United States. Operating system targeting. We're going to choose all, but you could select just Macs or Windows. I guess it makes sense if you were putting in an ad based on, say, either Android systems or Apple systems. You may want to choose which computers you're popping up. People can be pretty, opinionated, and so if you are promoting something Android based, they may not, Mac users may not have any use for that, but it's kind of, you're prejudging people then. But regardless, we don't have to do that. We are choosing all. Budgeting, our default bid. We're going to start at the basic minimum, 1 cent per bid. You can start higher, you can start at 10 cents or whatever you want, but we're going to start at the bottom level. Daily budget, you could go unlimited, but we are going to choose a daily budget. I'm going to put in $5 a day. I think that'll work actually. It might be $10, but we're going to try that, $5 a day. And total budget, this would be where after a number of days, you know, we've got 2.5 months in our campaign duration at $5 a day. If we said $50 for the total budget, if we are spending $5 a day, well, in 10 days we would run out. So it all depends on what you want to do. But for now, yeah, I'm just going to put $50 total budget. We won't blow that away in a day because we'll be capped out at $5 in a day. So don't have to worry about that. Day parting and scheduling. You can choose whether you want to run your ads just at night, just during the day, every other hour, whatever you would like. They've got a nice system here where you can select it. For our purposes, we're going to always run them. Frequency cap. Again, this is how many times in a day a user of the 50onRed PPV network who's getting the ads popped up on their computer, how many times in a day they're going to see your ad. Previously, in other networks, I often choose, or I always choose, once every 24 hours. That's kind of quite a standard. A lot of people do that. You could have it more frequently or less frequently, but I'm going to enable it as once in 24 hours. Conversion pixel. They do allow reporting on 50onRed that for each conversion you can assign an amount. Say if you know that every conversion is worth $2, and once you get 10 conversions, it's worth $20 for you. So you could enter in a value there. We don't have an amount for a conversion, and so I'm going to leave it blank. Conversion caps. And this would be now similar to frequency caps. This would be how many times in a day do you want to allow a user to convert on your ads. Now, I'm not going to put a limit on there. For one thing, because my frequency cap's only going to allow it to pop up on that computer once every 24 hours. And so I don't really see a need for it. But this may be a situation if you're popping up more frequently, you may want to only allow them to convert once a day or once every week or whatever the situation. And we'll hit save. So as it saves, where's the relaxing music? So we're still waiting for 50onRed here as it saves this campaign before we move forward and do anything else. There we go. It took a little while. So this is, every network you have to define your destination URL. In 50onRed, they call it your creative. And that is basically the website that is going to pop up in front of a person's browser when they hit your target URL. So we're going to create one here. And this came up automatically after you saved a campaign. It comes here and allows you to create your creative for that campaign. So we'll hit add. We'll give it a name. Same name as previously. Traveling checklist. And here now is our URL that we want. And that I have up here. I can use the same URL that I've used for other networks. I'm going to copy it, Control C, and hit in there, Control V. And add. Now they do give you your terms of conditions here, what they allow and what they don't. So have a read over that. I've read it a couple times, so I'm going to hit yes, I agree. Now this is the waiting process because this is where 50onRed needs to approve your capture page and whether it meets their terms and conditions. So this may take a while. One thing to note, 50onRed is closed over the weekends. And so if you're too late on Friday in creating a campaign and a creative, you'll likely be waiting until Monday at some time before it's approved. And so if possible, if you got some ideas for some new campaigns, get them in before the weekend, Thursday preferably or early on Friday, in hopes that they'll have a chance to be approved before the weekend comes. So this could take a while. This varies from a couple minutes to, I think I've seen up to an hour during the day before it's approved. We will enter our targets in the next video, and for now we're going to continue creating our 3 campaigns. So that was our first campaign. When we click on campaigns now, it shows it as there. Now the campaign is approved, but we are waiting for the creative to be approved. So let's create our next campaign. Campaign name was free email series. We'll again choose today's start date and have it end in a couple months. Time zone again, I'm on the West Coast. I'm going to choose enabled, general rating, just the United States. I'm targeting all computers. My budgeting, my default bid is going to be 1 cent per impression. I don't want an unlimited budget. I'm going to give $5 per day and a total budget of $50. Oops. We're going to run these campaigns all the time again. I'm going to enable my frequency cap at once every 24 hours. I'm not going to enter anything for my conversion pixel again, and I'm not going to have a conversion cap. Just like that. Save. That one was much quicker. So let's add our creative for this one. I'll give it the same name, free email series, and my website is this one here, Email Marketers. Control C to copy it, put it in the destination, and hit add. Again, I agree to the terms and conditions. Yes, I agree. And approval will be pending. Okay, let's create our last campaign. New campaign. This one is the home selling secrets. Start date again today, end date a couple months from now, September 30th. Time zone Los Angeles. Enabled in general, yes. United States, all operating system budget. Oops. 0.01 cents. Not unlimited, $5 per day. Total budget of $50. We're going to have it always run. Frequency cap of once every 24 hours. No conversion pixel, no conversion cap, and save. We'll add our creative. I'm going to give it the same name. Again, you can be creative here with your names. Have it a bit more intuitive to what your lead magnet or your product is. Our URL. And add, yes, I agree to the terms and conditions. It's pending. And that is it. We have our 3 campaigns. The campaigns are approved. We've got our default cost per view. We've got our daily budget, our total budget. And there's no impressions yet because as we click on one, the first one we did was traveling. There are no targets, of course. This is a couple minutes later and our creative or our capture page approval is still pending, so it'll take a little bit of time. So in the next video, we're going to go over how to enter our URLs as targets within 50onRed.